Hi guys. Somebody asked me to do a JEE question from, I believe, India, so we're gonna try that. And this looks very. I was looking at the test. This looks very hard. So this is like one of the easiest problems. So we know that beta is between negative pi over 4 and 0, and alpha is between 0 and pi over 4. So sine of alpha plus beta equals 1/3. So we know sine angle addition is sine of um, sine of alpha cosine beta plus sine of beta cosine alpha. And so that's equal to 1/3. And 2/3 is going to be equal to, that's going to be cosine squared alpha. That is not alpha. And then it'd be minus, or normally it'd be minus, so it'd be minus sine squared of negative beta. Okay. This is equal to 2/3 times sine of negative beta squared. Sine of negative beta is negative sine of beta, so this is just get rid of the negative in here. Okay. So then find the greatest integer less than or equal to this. Okay, so we need to find, let's assign variables to all of these. X is equal to sine of alpha. Y is equal to sine of beta. P is equal to cosine of alpha. Q is equal to sine of alpha. I'm gonna switch those. That's gonna be Q, that's gonna be P. So if we have 1/3 is equal to X Q plus Y P, and 2/3 is equal to Q squared minus Y squared. Okay. We also know some other things. We know that X squared plus Y squared equals 1. X squared plus Y squared is equal to 1. And P squared plus Q squared is equal to 1. We also know that, we also know like the ranges of these numbers. Okay, so we have sine of alpha over cosine beta. So here we have X over Q uh, plus cosine beta, so wait, what? Plus Q over X plus Q over X plus, that would be, it's going to be Y over P plus P over Y squared. Okay. So I can should I consolidate these into one? So I have, this is going to be x squared, x squared, um, x squared plus q squared over xq plus y squared plus p squared over pq. my gosh, I can't do this. Over PQ, P, no, PY, PY squared. Okay, now we just need to solve this. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any better way to do this. So if we have four unknowns and four equations. But is that enough to solve? Um, right here we can convert between y and q. So maybe we should combine these two equations. So if we do this, so we have 1/3 is equal to, or no, here we have to do 2/3 plus y squared is equal to q squared. So now we have x times the square root of 2/3 plus y squared plus yp plus yp. Then p we can just put in here, so we have p is equal to 1 minus q. That means 2/3 is equal to 1 minus q squared. 1 minus q squared, or 1 minus, shoot, to do it the other way around. Q squared is equal to 1 minus p squared. So 2/3 is equal to 1 minus p squared minus y squared. So negative 1/3 is equal to p squared minus y squared. So 1/3 is equal to p squared plus y squared. Ah, look at that. That is equal to this. Interesting. Um, cool. So if we then say p squared is equal to 1 minus 1/3 y squared, or all the way around, wait, what? I want to replace p, yeah, okay, so I did that right. Square root of y squared minus 1/3 is equal to p. Okay, so 1/3 is equal to x times square root of 2/3 plus y squared, plus y times square root of y squared minus 1/3. Okay, so we have this equation, and then we have x squared plus y squared equals 1. Now can we solve? Yeah, we can, of course. But how do we solve? So we say y squared is equal to x squared minus 1. So we have 1/3 x times the square root of y squared minus 1/3. Okay. This is worrying me a little bit. Oh, x squared minus 1/3. I see. Okay. Plus, it's going to be the square root of x squared minus 1. times sorry, times uh, y squared minus 1/4, or 3/4. Okay. Now, how do I solve this equation? Not like this. This should be x. Okay. Well, we can multiply these two together in here. But how do we get... Here we have this 1/3, which is a constant, is equal to this. So we're just going to keep getting more square roots, and we shouldn't... It's going to be hard to solve like that. Um, hmm. Um, hmm. Well, maybe this isn't the correct way to go about it. Let's look at what we ultimately have to solve. Y squared plus p squared. Oh my gosh, look at that. We know that's 1/3. We're already a good amount of the way there. We have that. X squared plus q squared over xq plus 1/3 py squared. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we just need to find the rest. Px squared plus q squared. And we pretty much already have that. If we have 1/3 is equal to 1 minus q squared plus 1 minus x squared. So 1/3 is equal to 2 times q squared plus x squared. So we have -1/6 is equal to q squared plus x squared. Okay. So now we have 1/3 pq or py is equal to minus 1/6xq squared. Okay. Now we just need to have them multiplied together, which is going to be... Oh my gosh, guys. Is that them multiplied together? xq yp. Oh my gosh. Um, sorry, I just got a text message. Okay, we're going to disregard that. 1/3 is equal to xq plus yp. Okay. How do I isolate that? We need to substitute in something for yp. Um, xq. We're so close. Hmm. Um, well, let's try to put them all into one. So we have, 6xq is q minus 3py over 18xypq. So then we just have, 2xq minus py over 6xypq. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. I'm trying to think if we should use like opposite over hypotenuse. This is py x q y. If we use opposite over hypotenuse, like if there's anything, no. What if we were to square this? Because remember, this needs to be squared. So that's going to be equal to um, 2x squared q squared minus 4xy pq um, plus p squared y squared all over 36xy all that squared. Well, you see, in this term and this term, we have x squared plus y squared. And here, I guess it's 2x squared plus y squared. Is there like a different way we could factor this so it would allow us to manipulate it correctly? Or, well, here now we have p squared q squared. What if we square this? So we have, if we square this, then we have 1/3 is equal to, or 1/9 is equal to x squared q squared plus x plus 2xypq plus p squared q squared. So now, if we just didn't have the 2 here, we'd have a lot of what we need. I mean, I guess we do have a lot of what we need. This is equal to x squared q squared. It's minus. Well, if you subtract, so it'd be minus 6xypq plus 1/9 all over 36xypq x squared y squared p squared q squared. Okay, so I guess we did simplify that like a tiny bit. I really have no idea where to go. And I don't have a solution sheet, so I'm gonna just send a picture to the ChatGPT because I don't know where to find those solutions to this. Because I feel like I've tried everything. I'm looking up the answer right now. If it's gonna work. Okay, ChatGPT isn't working. Let me look if I can find an answer sheet on my computer. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did not get it correct. The answer was 1 because it was the floor of 16 over 9. I'm still unsure how they got that. One thing that I probably should have noticed is that if you add them, then they mentioned that the range was between this and it's less than alpha plus beta is less than pi over 4. I should have realized that, but I couldn't really. Um, Everything else they said was like they did something similar to me here, and then they just continued manipulating this until they got something they could work with. But I didn't really. I don't know. It's crazy that this is India. That India has to do this. Like Indian students have to do this. I kind of wish I went to school in India because if they learn this, then imagine that. Imagine what I could be doing if in India this was standard. Um, but also it's probably like really taxing on the students. So I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.